Madness, madness, guys, man. It's mad. It's mad. It's mad. It's mad. Um, Mo Salah. Mo Salah. Listen. Listen. We've everyone's done the videos. Do you know what I mean? This video is going to be coming out after I've already spoken on Enz's channel about all of this. So I'm recording this before, but I know by the time this comes out, it would obviously come out after we've spoken about it on the ends. And listen, I don't even know how that conversation is going to go. I don't even know what's going to be said. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, so this is just kind of my space to just put it out there for the people of GTV, so that you guys can you know let me know your thoughts, obviously in the comment section and stuff like that. But it's a madness. It's a madness, man. It's a madness. And ultimately, I said this months ago, last year, the year before that, and nobody wanted to really listen. Everyone was telling me, nah, gee, like it doesn't work like that. I said, it kind of does. It kind of does work like this. Now, listen, before we get into the Mo Salah comments and all this other kind of stuff, like ultimately we don't know what's going to happen after this point, right? So we're all just guessing. We're all just, playing, you know, guessing games, and we're all trying to figure out as to, who's going to basically get the axe. Is it going to be Salah first? Is it going to be the manager first? Who are the board going to side with? Who are the players sided with? We have no idea. And I think over the next couple of days, I know we're going to see a Jamie Carragher special on the Monday night. So definitely tune into that. I know I'm going to be locked in. And we're going to see a lot of the reporters and stuff like that, speaking about it, a lot of the pundits speaking about the Gary Nevilles, the Roy Keanes, Daniel Sturridge, Micah Richards, etc., etc. We're going to see everybody talking about it. I'm pretty sure by the time this drops, on, I would say, Sunday morning, yeah, it's gonna just really blow up, if I'm being totally honest with you. And I can actually probably tell that there's gonna be a lot of these pundits who are gonna be, you know, taking their time with this, in terms of how they kind of proceed, moving forward. But let's just get into it, man. Let's just get into it. Obviously, as you can see, obviously Mo Salah, craziest, one of, probably, I'd probably say like the craziest story of the year. I'm trying, in terms of football terms, I'm just trying to think of what could have been more crazier than this, but I can't think of any. So obviously Liverpool drew the game. Listen, in regards to that, am I surprised? No. Are Liverpool rubbish? Yes. Should the manager go? Yes. So listen, we got all of that out of the way. But Mo Salah obviously talking here, after the game, right? And what makes it so interesting for me anyway is that he didn't even chat to Sky or anything like that. It's not like he spoke to, a specific, reporter after the game, when they do their Sky interviews, or TNT, BT, whatever, CBS, whatever, kind of thing. But he just spoke to any random guy, like, was it Norwegian something. And the thing is, yeah, Salah always does this when he's got something to say. Never really, like, more time, he's always going for like just this random person. It's almost like he feels it's not going to get picked up. But when you say certain things like this, crazy. So here's, obviously, I'm like, this is, I've seen the full interview. If you haven't watched it, I'm sure it's still floating around on social media, so you would probably be able to see it. But here's like a little kind of snippet, right? In football, you never know. I don't accept this situation. I have done so much for this club. It is not acceptable for me. I don't know why this is happening to me. I don't get it. I think if this was someone else or somewhere else, every club would protect its player. How I see it now is like you throw Mo under the bus because he is the problem in the team. But I don't think I am the problem. I've done so much for this club. The respect I want to get, I don't have to go every day fighting for my position because I earned it. I'm not bigger than anyone, but I earned my position. It's football. It is what it is. Now, on that in itself, right? And obviously, I'll see if I can. I just typed in Salah, right? And I just want to see what kind of stuff obviously come up. We've got Fabrizio Romano. He's been reporting on it, piece by piece. And just on that last little bit there that he mentioned, this is something I spoke about time ago, absolute time ago. And I kept trying to explain this, to individuals, and I kept trying to explain this to people, because I was saying, when you've got a legend, right? No matter, listen, me, I wanted Salah to be dropped. Of course I did. He's not been playing well, and I feel like other players in the team, should be getting a start. The problem that you're going to have is, and this is where it gets into the territory of we don't really know, is that clearly there doesn't seem to have been many words, well, or in any explanations, should I say, between the Mo Salah and Arne Slot in regards to why I'm even being dropped. Now, we're not privy to these conversations. We don't know. And ultimately, we've only heard one side, which is obviously Mo Salah's side. Now, I'm going to assume we're probably going to hear from Arne Slot at some point in time. What he says after that, he's a bit of a cool character, a bit nonchalant anyway, so he probably won't even really want to go too deep into it. He might even refuse to even answer any questions about it. Heck, he could be sacked before he even gets a chance to even talk about it. We don't actually know. But the reality is, right, he's been dropped for 3 games in the last 3 games that Liverpool have played. He's not played in 2 of those, and he came off the bench, I think, at halftime in 1 of those games. You look at that and you think to yourself, well, Liverpool really won 1 of those games and drawn 2 of those games. West Ham, Leeds, Sunderland, whatever order. West Ham, Sunderland, then Leeds, whatever. But in those 3 games, Liverpool have only picked up 1 victory anyway. Liverpool have stunk the entire season. He has stunk the entire season. So it's not about, this isn't about, oh yeah, but how can he chat and this, that. No, it's not. People ain't getting it. It's not about that. It's really not about that. The whole team has stunk. The attack is one of the worst in terms of how Liverpool have operated this season, not in terms of personnel, but in terms of how Liverpool have operated this season. This attack is one of the worst formed attacks that I've seen from Liverpool in a very long time. And when I say a very long time, I mean a very long time. I'm talking, you're gonna, I mean, if you consider the attacks we've had, yeah, it's just, it's, in my opinion, it's just getting, I would probably say, just a little bit better than your Fabio Barini, Balotelli's, Ricky Lambert's. Now, I don't mean personnel, so I want people to listen and understand. I don't mean personnel-wise. I'm talking in terms of the way this attack is actually operating. It's rubbish. It's absolutely rubbish. Ekatike is a bright spot, so to speak, but he's not pulling up any trees whatsoever. Isak, less to say about him. Salah, the same thing. Chiesa be coming off the bench, showing bare energy, enthusiasm. He's all right. Rio not even getting chances. Gakpo, the worst attacker that we've got in the entire team. It's honestly, it's such a madness, yeah. When you look at it and you think to yourself, but Salah's the one that's being singled out now, rightly or wrongly, whether he should be dropped or not, that that's down to personnel, and it's all subjective at this stage. And ultimately, I still do agree that he should have been dropped anyways. That's not my issue. My issue is that clearly you've not really explained that to Salah. And the worst thing is, all Salah had to do was just sit back. That's the maddest thing about this whole thing. All he had to do was just sit back and chill, because it was going to play itself out anyway. And what I mean by that is, in those 3 games, as I said, Liverpool really picked up 1 victory, a 2-0 against West Ham, where everybody got gassed. Everybody kept saying, this is amazing. And oh my God, like, we look like we're trying different things. And this is what we look like when we don't have Salah. Okay, this is what it looks like. All right, say no more. Say no. Salah's probably thinking, okay, say no more. This is what it looks like. Everyone was like, can't wait till he goes away for AFCON. Okay, that's not a problem. You couldn't beat Sunderland. You couldn't beat Leeds without Salah. So it don't make no difference. And this is more proof in the pudding for those who are like, yeah, got to give the manager time and we got to make sure he beds in this. No, it doesn't matter. The manager ain't going to do shit because he's a crap manager. It doesn't matter what he does. It doesn't matter what he does. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. Kept telling people, it doesn't matter about the personnel. You can drop Salah. You can drop this guy. You can drop that guy. It doesn't matter. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like everything is the manager's fault. Of course not. The players have been absolutely dog bollocks. They've been dog bollocks. There's a lot of players in this team that this fan base overrates like there's no tomorrow. But if we're just focusing on Salah in himself, I'm just looking at it and I'm thinking, even stuff like this. I mean, he says here, can I give an example? It's silly, but I'm sorry. I remember a while ago, Harry Kane was not scoring for 10 games. The media were like, oh, Harry will score for sure. When it comes to Mo, everyone is like, he needs to be on the bench. And obviously apologizes, to Harry Kane, because he didn't want to drop him in there, but he felt like he just needed to, kind of make that point, in regards to him. If you look at some of the other kind of comments that he's kind of made here. I've been at this club scoring more than anyone in this generation since I came to the Premier League. If I'm somewhere else, everybody will go to the media and defend the player. I'm the only one in the situation. And if I'm being honest, 100%. The way man treat him is like he's just some any bum. But and the worst thing about someone like Mo Salah is, and obviously in the situation that he's currently in, what I find the funniest is that people are, like I said, rightly or wrongly, whether you think he needs to be dropped, it's not even that. It's not like we have anybody in reserve. People are like, yeah, but I'd just rather see anything. What this? You'd rather see the players that we've got. The players that we've got is dead. They're dead, bro. They are dead. I keep telling you, man, they are dead food. They are dead. There's no point in trying to see anything different. He is probably or is the best that we have. Just get over it. And I kept trying to, it's annoying because the amount of times I've tried to explain to people, just get over your feelings about Mo Salah. It doesn't matter at this point because Liverpool don't have anybody else. They don't have another Ousmane Dembele, Kvaratskhelia, Doué, Barcola, Lamine Yamal, Rafinha's, and we don't have these kind of players, bro. We've got Gakpo. Just deep that we've got Gakpo, so we don't have just this Donny in reserve. These times the owners have given him the money. So obviously these promises and stuff like that that he's been promised, clearly they're not being fulfilled. They're clearly not being fulfilled. Everyone's saying we've got to move on from Salah. It doesn't make sense to move on from a guy that you've just given a new 2-year deal and you've given him the most money in the club. What do you mean move on? Do you know what I'm saying? He's going to be the pillar. You guys need to fit to what he's trying to do. And obviously Slot's then trying to move away, which is absolutely fine if that's what he wants to do. But the reality is that doesn't match the promises then being given. And again, I'm just guessing. I don't know what those promises are, but it seems quite obvious. Like if Slot it wants to move in a different kind of way, and if people feel that Liverpool should move in another kind of way, that's fine. That's not a problem. But then why did you give him the 2-year deal and give him all this money? Like that doesn't match up. I'm sorry, it doesn't really match up. You gave him that amount of money to tell him, yeah, so we're gonna phase you out. Phase you out. This ain't the last. Like it's not like he signed a 6-year deal and this is his last year and a half, 2 years. He signed literally a 2-year deal, and he's probably looking to potentially even stay longer, depending on how fit or how his body kind of took to all of that. Here's another comment. After what I've done for this club, it really hurts. You can imagine, really. I know the club too well. I've been here many years. Tomorrow, Jamie Carragher is going to go for me again and again, and that's fine because he knows. Do you know what I'm saying? Salah said, I said to my parents, come to the Brighton game. I don't know if I'm going to play or not, but I'm going to enjoy it. I'll be at Anfield to say goodbye to the fans and go the African Cup of Nations. I don't know what is going to happen when I am there. That sounds like someone who's saying, listen, I could be sold. I might just go to another team. You know what I'm saying? I might just do my thing. And at this point, he's just trying to do his thing. Now, again, I just need to reiterate for those who don't quite understand, him being dropped is not the issue. The issue is always going to come from the fact that clearly there's been a miscommunication. That I'll give it this benefit. There must have been some type of miscommunication in regards to why you're being dropped. But then, even if the fact that you've been dropped and you can accept that to a certain degree, right? I'm not coming on for 2 games and Liverpool don't win those games. Yeah, myth. Yeah, it's a myth. It's you've already lost. You've already lost. And if I'm being totally honest with you, when he's coming out and saying these kind of things and he's doing these kind of things and talking the way that he is talking and some of the quotes that he's obviously come out with and etc. etc. I'm just sitting there like, brother, it sounded like you kind of lost that dressing room. Now, before I was no, I didn't really want to believe it. It was just more of a like, yeah, we don't know kind of thing. But this tells me, bro, you must have lost that dressing room, bro. You must have lost the dressing room. You got to understand who Mo Salah is, bro. Like, I keep going back to it. The amount of times that I've said about you don't do this to like the Ronaldos, you don't do this to like the Messis, the Neymars, the Mbappes, and stuff like that. You see, those kind of players you have to just treat differently. And like I kept saying, I know people don't like it. I know people look at it and think, nah, but no, football doesn't work like that. Like, how long have you people been watching football, bro? You know it doesn't work like that. But for some reason, people have been fighting me, telling me, yeah, but it's got to work like this. And no, it doesn't. That doesn't make sense. that in everything in life there's a hierarchy. In life, in general sense, in your family there's a hierarchy. There's this person at the top of the family, and then there's the runt of the family. Do you get what I'm saying? It works like that in football, in politics, in every walk of life that you can think of, right? If we're talking about football here, there's a hierarchy. In football teams, there's going to be a hierarchy. And the hierarchy isn't, yeah, manager. And then, no, no, no. The hierarchy is whoever's the biggest at the club is the biggest at the club. It's just really that. They can be bigger than the manager or not. It's just how it is. So I think we get locked into like the Sir Alex Fergusons, the Jose Mourinho's, the Pep Guardiolas, but that's unique. We're talking about like again, these are all unique type of individuals, right? The Carlo Ancelotti, the Zinedine Zidanes, and that. You know what I'm saying? Where certain men can't even try to chat to you. Ronaldo ain't chatting to Jose Mourinho any type of way. Ronaldo ain't chatting to Zinedine Zidane any type of way. Ronaldo ain't chatting to Pep Guardiola any type. They're not chatting to these guys like that. They're kind of equal in terms of their own fields. They're equals as individuals because they're all great at what they actually do. At Liverpool, unfortunately, Mo Salah is the biggest thing at this football club. So if you're gonna try and do all of this stuff, you're gonna try and do, yeah, but we're gonna. I promise you, I knew it was always gonna backfire. I didn't know who was gonna do this kind of interview and say this, but I just knew he ain't gonna be happy. And not to say that not anybody, of course, no one's going to be happy sitting on a bench anyway, but someone like him, and people thought he was just going to be, yeah, he just got to deal with it. Yeah, he just got to deal with it because it's for the good of the team. It clearly isn't good for the team because the team ain't winning. You know what I'm saying? It'll be different, and he probably wouldn't have a leg to stand on if the team went on, won the 3 games, playing beautiful football, was doing great. That's not happened. Liverpool have been as stinky as they have been for about a year and a half. So now we're in this position. Now Arne Slot is in this position. Now Salah's in this position. I'm just sitting there smiling because I said, good. I want this manager out of it anyway. He's a dead manager. Been wanting him out for too long. He's too rubbish. Don't want him here. Want a new manager. Want a new gaffer. I side with Mo Salah. You know what I'm saying? I side with Mo Salah. But even just all jokes aside, it's just like, to me, it just seems like it's just common sense more than anything else. Like, obviously, like, he ain't going to be happy. He's a massive personality in terms of the type of what he must be like in and around the change room. There's people who look up to Salah. Yeah, I'm saying, like, there's people who've always looked up to Salah because, again, he is a legend still playing at the football club. You're treating him this kind of way. People say it's like the Gerrard back into 2015, Brendan Rodgers, that kind of era where you're treating him like this. But these times you got dead players in reserve. So he's definitely looking at the situation, think you're playing whoever, Dominic Szoboszlai or Wirtz or whoever on the right side over me. But them man are dead. They're not playing right wing, but them man are not good like that. And they're definitely not good in my position like that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So now you're looking at the situation. Now you're trying to understand the situation. But this is always a situation that was always going to potentially happen anyway. Do you get what I'm saying? This looked like it was always kind of on the cards. How long were you ever good? Like, how long was he going to drop him for? Is it what? Obviously, now this interview's obviously come out of Mo Salah. It'll be interesting to see. It's going to be real awkward going into training the next day. I wish I was a fly on the wall. You know, this is one of the times I wish, because I'd love to know what that now looks like in terms of, so hi, like, good morning. Like, does Mo Salah come in first into training? I don't even know. Like, does he? Like, I don't watch all that inside training crap. I might even just have to watch it now. But is he coming into training tomorrow? Like, if he does, well, not if he's he'll come into training, but when he comes into training, does he come in first? Does he come in last? Does he? You know, the ones where you shout the man them real quick. Yo, what time are you going into? All right, cool. Man's gonna come in with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna come in together because I don't want to make it too. I don't know how it's gonna work. He must be having a meeting with Arne Slot tomorrow. Like, he has to. You know what I'm saying? Like, just pride for yourself in terms of Arne Slot. You just gotta have a meeting with him just to, like, yo, let's sit down, let's have a chat. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk about this. I just mad. Oh my days, it is mad. It's hilarious though, man. Like I said, it's hilarious. I find all of this funny. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I like this. I want more of this. Do you know what I'm saying? Instead of this coming out after games, doing your Van Dykes and that, telling man, yeah, bro, shut up, man. You know what I'm saying? Tell me how you really feel. You know what I'm saying? Van Dijk had a big chest when he was chatting to Wayne Rooney, you know, big chest. You know what I'm saying? Liverpool have stunk ever since you did that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You're all trying to play the martyr, and obviously you're captain, so I do kind of get it to a certain degree. But yeah, man, you got to back your boy. Now I'm looking at Van Dijk and I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, are you gonna back your bedroom? Are you gonna back your friend, man? Are you gonna back your guy? Or are you gonna back the manager or whatever? Or are you just gonna stay out of it like a little, you know what I'm saying? Who knows, man? Who knows? And also as well, what is the effect on the other players? How are the other players gonna see this? Do you get what I'm trying to? Because, bro, they're not silly, man. Man like Curtis Jones, they man be all up on social media and stuff like that. But just because of how big it is, now it's then hit like Sky Sports and stuff like that. All of these players are definitely going to talk about this. Do you get what I'm saying? And to be honest, who's even to say that even in group chats when Mo Salah has been dropped, like obviously again, this is all speculation. I'm just literally just guessing at this point, but who's to say what them conversations are like? Who's to say, you know, how he's behaving in those? He's probably still professional. Like Mo doesn't strike me as someone who isn't professional, but how is he going to be in them kind of conversations? You know what I mean? He don't care who's playing ahead of him. He still thinks he's better than them. Whether we agree, disagree, it's all irrelevant. It's so irrelevant. Do you get what I'm saying? Because clearly it's irrelevant because he's come out and said this in it. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, I think this is going to be this is the first time in a long time that I feel that Liverpool uh I don't know what the right word is, right? Because it's not a good thing. It's definitely not a good thing. I don't want to sit here and be like, oh, this is such a no, it's not a good thing. Obviously, if it's for the greater good in terms of the manager getting sacked, then yeah, this is a fantastic thing. But in a general sense for the club, it's not a good thing because of the kind of light it does shine on the club. But it puts us into I don't know, like I don't know. It's like all these clubs have their own little like soap operas at one moment or another, right? And Liverpool never really even had that, especially in the last 10 years. You know, if you had Klopp in charge because of the tight ship that he kind of run. Now they're here because they're doing rubbish as well. Managers not looking too great, and you got top legends like this, not really messing with the manager and stuff. So yeah, it puts them in a new light, should I say? It puts them in a very, very new light. But it'll be so interesting to see what the fallout is. From this, if there is even any. For all I know, this just gets brushed under the rug, and Arne Slot jokes about it. Oh, something tells me in my head he's just going to be like, listen, look, we spoke about it. You know, we had a few choice words, and you know, I explained everything to him. Maybe there was a lack of communication. You know, maybe he just didn't really understand. But ultimately, you know, I have to manage the team the best I possibly can, and this that. Maybe it's just going to be that and then he'll just get benched for the next. Oh no, then he will start the next game against Brighton, and Arne Slot will make a joke about the fact that he said he's going to bring his parents, and Slot might say something like, "Oh yeah, you know, it'd be brilliant if he's going away to AFCON anyway. He's a legend of the football club. You know, never want to try and disrespect him. It'll be beautiful to see his parents, to see his kids. All of these. If I know Slot, I just feel like that's something he would do. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep this bit and let's see in it. Because if that happens, I swear to God, I'm playing this section, this last 2-3 minutes of the video at the beginning of my next video after, you know, this whole thing. But listen, I've spoken for 20 odd minutes. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section about this whole Mo Salah situation. Whose side are you on, Slot or Mohamed Salah? Let me know. Catch you soon.